gentlemen, and welcome to Liberty-Benton High School, the site of tonight's district final matchup between the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains and the Mohawk Warriors. I'm Nate Mullins on the call tonight with Tommy Hall. We've got the A-team on the call tonight as we got the Wizard, Greg Kinn, on the controls, and Connor Roush running the cameras here for us tonight. Thanks for tuning in on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Of course, timeouts brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Free throw lines brought to you by Reineke Family Dealerships. Player of the game, MST Sauce Company. Keys to the game brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and our postgame show. Stick around for Your Legacy Federal Credit Union as they are our presenting sponsor as well. We want to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast. Thanks to Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lee's Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., as well as our presenting sponsors once again, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Tommy, whoo! We're just about ready for this one, and the energy is about, this roof's about to blow off here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. The atmosphere is electric, and if you could bottle up the electricity in this room, you'd have something sweeter than you, brother, as we get ready for this Division IV District Championship, live from Liberty-Benton High School. You're watching live and paywall free here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And Nate, again, a little backyard rivalry in our coverage area as the Mohawk Warriors, the higher seed, takes on the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains in what should be one heck of a district final.
And I'm excited to bring this one to you folks. This one we had circled on the bracket as a potential matchup far down the road when we first started our tournament brackets and we started talking about what teams to cover. These were the two teams, or two of the teams that we highlighted, and here they are matching up tonight for the district final in District 14, and the winner will move on to the regionals. Will be played at Bowling Green State University. A trip to BG on the line here tonight at Liberty-Benton High School. Opening tip just about set here. But Tommy, let's talk keys to the game, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. And for this, I think, you know, an old rivalry, but these kids don't really think of it that way, Tommy. They're not familiar with each other on the basketball floor, but I'm sure they all know each other pretty well. The key to this one tonight, composure. I think for both teams, they're gonna have to have composure because that's what championship teams have in these championship games.
At this point in the season, you come out, you play your brand of basketball. It's what got you to the dance, and the opening tip is underway as
Hopewell-Loudon controls the opening possession. And that's Braylon Martinez who knocks down the three to get us underway. Hopewell-Loudon starting out with a 3-0 lead. We'll get to the starting lineups here in just a moment as A.J. Hess spots up for three. That one's blocked by Donovan Elmore. And Hess was not afraid to launch that one, and Elmore right in his face.
Yeah,
gets the swat.
And that sectional final, Hess was lethal from downtown. 7 3-pointers in that one, as Mohawk tied a school record in that one for 3-pointers.
What do you have, 35 points, 38 points, something like that? I mean,
points.
Jeez. And there's Evan Crease, he pulls up from mid-range, no good. Elmore grabs the rebound.
Elmore.
His putback is no good. Heyman grabs the rebound, and the Warriors race to the other end of the floor.
And we've talked about the evolution of Elmore here down in the post. He's just been tremendous defensively, growing into that large frame as Hess just makes a move towards the basket and comes up short.
Now Elmore moves to the other end of the floor, had that one stripped away, and the Warriors have the possession. Frenetic action here to start out as both teams trading turnovers here. 6:35 here in the first quarter. 3-0 Hopewell. Warriors with possession. Bryce Hannum kicks out. Kane Heyman on the left wing. Heyman stops his dribble, pulls up. Mid-range shot, no good from inside the paint. And Evan Crease clears the rebound.
The ability to sweep the glass, that will be key tonight, especially when you pull up from long range and you need a second chance opportunity.
Barrier's mid-range shot, no good. And the Warriors now have it. Kane Heyman on the right wing gives it off. Bryce Hannum at the top of the key. Had that poked away by Barrier. It's off of the foot of Cleveland, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Let's see who the call is. Oh, they're going to say off of the Warriors. So Hopewell-Loudon will take possession And they'll clear it out under their own basket.
Well, some fireworks to start the first stanza of action as Braylon Martinez drains a three-pointer to put the Chieftains up 3-0, but thus far, only points here in the first 3 minutes of action here from Liberty-Benton High School.
Evan Crease, spin move in the paint, turnaround jumper's no good. And a rebound grab by Kane Heyman.
A little bit of back and forth to start this one, Nate.
Absolutely. Boomer Cleveland gives it off for Heyman. Now Heyman out to Hannum. And around the corner they go to Chester. Braden Chester drives the baseline. Up and under. No. Hannum grabs the rebound. Clear out. Out to Hess for three. No. Crease grabs the rebound for the Chieftains. Warriors empty so far from beyond the arc and from the floor. 3-0 Hopewell.
The Warriors coming out of that N10 conference in that matchup against Cary. Being able to limit A.J. Hess really paid dividends for the Blue Devils in that one to come away with the conference championship. You got to believe the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains did their homework as they kind of double up here as Hannum comes away with the steal and passes it off to Boomer Cleveland.
Now Braden Chester spots up for a long three off the front of the rim, no good. Carter Yarbrough into the paint. Puts up the shot off the glass and puts it in. That was pretty. Carter Yarbrough puts the Chieftains up 5-0 inside of 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
Seemingly a lid on the basket for the Warriors here to start this one.
Boomer Cleveland drives into the paint, puts the shot up, no good, but he's fouled on his way to the basket. Let's see if it's a shooting foul. It is indeed a shooting foul, so Boomer Cleveland draws the contact. He will go to the line. That is the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. And he will get 2 shots here, trying to put the Warriors on the board. Cleveland, first shot up and in.
You just need that first one to fall.
That's right, that's right. Boomer Cleveland, the sophomore, puts it up, and that one no good. Heyman grabs the rebound, but a foul called as he goes up and over the back of Evan Crease.
And I like this hat on a hat mentality that Coach Roger Jury and his squad has come in here tonight. I think that was one of the things that Mohawk wasn't used to in their trip to the district final, because they just had to shut down one power. You won't find 2 more complete rosters in the area than this district final you're seeing here tonight, folks.
Pretty evenly matched matchup here in this district final. Blake Barrier gets it around gives it back to Braylon Martinez. Now Barrier top of the key, down low for Crease, pulls up from inside the free throw line. And Evan Crease, that one was wet. 7-0 Hopewell, or 7-1 Hopewell, I should say. They got the one from the free throw line. Chester on the right wing.
Oh, Chester, who's been able to crack this starting lineup with his performance from 3-point, and there it is!
Braden Chester knocks down the three, and the Warriors back to within 3. Now Martinez pulls up from mid-range just inside the three-point line, and that one's no good. Chester. Oh, nice little, oh, what a crossover, but unable to finish off the back of the rim. And now Evan Crease pulls up, 3-point shot, and that one was wet. 10-4.
Oh, Cleveland with a move.
Hopewell on top. Chester gives it off for Hannum. Bryce Hannum over to Boomer Cleveland on the right wing. They work it around the perimeter. And the Chieftains doing a great job staying man up on the defense. That's really what's key here for this team is I don't think you can switch a whole lot. You know, they've really got to stay on top of their men, because what you found this past Tuesday, was when Mohawk played Van Loo, whenever Van Loo would try to double anybody, the Warriors are an excellent passing team. They will find the open teammate. Hannum drives to the paint, puts it up off the glass and in.
But as you say that, Hannum, not finding anyone open, decides to take care of business himself, drives to the lane, and up and in.
Carter Yarbrough on the left wing drives the baseline. And he is denied on his way to the basket. Turns it over, actually. They're going to say off of the Chieftains and out of bounds.
Just a good play by Hess and that coverage there.
Hunter Haynes into the game for Mohawk, as is Zayden Fry.
Yeah, we talk about that depth off the bench, quality minutes. Chieftains also got Will Nutter on the floor.
That's right. Big country, Will Nutter.
Look at that. Kentucky
patrolling
waterfall.
That's
flowing.
Beautiful. Poke away there as Chieftains get the possession. Barrier clears out the steal, and Crease into the forecourt now. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 10-6 Hopewell on top of Mohawk. And now Martinez kicks out for Barrier from three. No. Rebound cleared out. Dug out on the floor by the Warriors, Zayden Fry. They push it down the floor. Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland thinks better of it. Resets the offense at the top of the key.
That's right.
Very smart move.
For a sophomore, this kid is heady, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he plays beyond his years already.
And he pulls up from left wing, and that one's no good. Hess grabs the rebound, but that's going to be... That might be a foul on Hess. No, they're going to say on Barrier. So that one goes against Blake Barrier. You know, with a sea of red on one side and a sea of red and black on this side. For a minute, I was like, which side are we on? We're on the Mohawk side, right? Yeah, we are. We're on the Mohawk side. Hess, no good from the first trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line for him tonight. So he's got one more shot coming. Mohawk down by 4, 10-6. 1:25 left here in the first quarter. Hess was pure on that one, as he gets 1 of 2 from that trip to the free throw line. All trips to the free throw line presented by Reineke Family Dealerships. Blake Barrier into the forecourt now. Top of the key, gives it off. Martinez feeds it to Elmore. Elmore, little floater, no good. Hess clears out the rebound. Warriors got it down to a 1-possession ball game now.
Well, now that Hess got his first points of the evening, let's see starts to turn it on here. As his first 3 attempts from three-point arc have fallen short.
Fry under the basket, puts it up, puts it in, off the glass. Well, the bank is open here on a Friday night in Findlay.
And you see where that 3-time pole vaulting state championship pays off. 4 Fries just sweeps under the glass, hops right up, vaults his way up for a score.
That one poked away, out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors.
The Chieftains still lead. 10-9 here, 32 seconds. And when you're this tightly contested, and again, we drone on and on and on about it, you just got to win these things by quarters.
That's right.
Go out there, control that last possession.
Thrown away. Cleveland digs it out for the Warriors. Now A.J. Hess.
Already a fly in the ointment there in that last possession. Woo, woo, woo.
10-9. Chieftains on top. But the Warriors have possession, looking to close out this first quarter with a chance to take the lead here. Bryce Hannum working on Elmore, drives to the basket, puts it up, off the glass and in! Bryce Hannum with a man's move to the basket. Now Barrier hoists up a long 3 at the end of the quarter. That's no good. But the Warriors on a 7-0 run to end the first quarter take the lead as we head to the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching high school basketball on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back to Liberty-Benton High School, the site of tonight's district final matchup between the Mohawk Warriors and the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains. I'm Nate Mullins on the call tonight with Tommy Hall. We got Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the controls, keeping us live, and we got Connor Roush on the cameras here tonight.
And with me on this scaffold, I do not encourage anybody to be jumping around.
Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Warriors with it. Hannum's shot up off the glass, no good. Kreese grabs the rebound for the Warriors, or for the Chieftains. Down the floor, Yarbrough around the perimeter. Kreese now with it. Baseline jumper. Oh, that was so pure. That was wet, Tommy, let me tell you.
Tickles the twine. As you talked about it before we went to the end of the quarter there, 7-0 run by the Warriors got them right back in it. The Chieftains needed a score. And Kreese kick off things here in the second. Huge basket.
Had it stolen away, but he gets it back. Fry back out to Hess. Now A.J. Hess driving, puts it up off the glass, puts it up and in.
Just hooks it over, man.
I'm telling you, that kid is something special. Barrier drives to the basket. His shot no good off the glass. Bryce Hannum grabs the rebound.
Choice shot selection. I know you go in this frenetic pace back and forth, but the Warriors will kill you if you try to keep that frenetic pace.
That's right. You don't want to try to match them shot for shot, because I'm telling you, they can shoot it. There's A.J. Hess pulling up long-range three, no good. Boomer Cleveland grabs the rebound and puts it up from the elbow, puts it in, and puts the Warriors up by 3, 15-12. Boomer Cleveland, I tell you, this young man plays well beyond his years. Already took home the MST Sauce Company Player of the Game award earlier this year. That one off the foot of Carter Yarbrough, and Hunter Haynes grabs it for the Warriors.
That's the nice thing about this Paul Dunn Warrior team. If you got one guy slow to get out of the gate, you got a bevy of weapons around him to help support and prop up to take the attention off of a guy like that.
Stolen away, Chieftains with it. Looking to push.
Nice turnover, or nice steal by the Chieftains.
Yarbrough with a nice little floater there. As the Chieftains now within one. 5:41 left here in the first half. And we got a foul. That one's going against Yarbrough. That'll be his first. It should be the third team foul on Hopewell. At the 5:37 mark here.
And again, what an atmosphere that we're feeling right here in Liberty-Benton. And it's just packed, elbow to elbow.
One of my favorite venues for high school basketball tournament playoff time.
You smell that popcorn? The world famous Liberty-Benton popcorn.
I'm telling you, there's a reason that line's so long, folks. They have a line specifically just for their popcorn. You go to the concession stand, it's like one line's for everything. The other line is just for popcorn. It's that good, I'm telling you. 5:10 left here in the first half. Warriors leading by 1, 15-14. Bryce Hannum kicks out. A.J. Hess spots up for three off the front of the rim. No. And Will Nutter grabs the rebound for the Chieftains.
Hannum's playing with an extra little bit of spice tonight. Look, I don't know what it was, but man, he's got a little bit of extra spark to him. Makes his way to the basket.
Will Nutter got himself a bird.
Went through the storm on that one. Just came up and over Hess.
And Will Nutter puts the Chieftains up by 1, 16-15.
Will Nutter, smooth as peanut butter.
Woo-hoo. Hess drives. Nice feed under the basket for Hannum, but he's fouled trying to retrieve the pass from A.J. Hess.
Chieftains still hold on to a 1-point lead here, though.
I'm telling you, this Chieftains team came to play tonight. They came with a game plan. They're limiting A.J. Hess, which if you'd have told me before this game that he'd have 3 points here in the second quarter with 4 minutes left, I'd have told you, no, there's no way.
Well, there's also something palpable about a district championship game that just brings something extra out of you, especially when you know that Monday morning that you could be cleaning out your locker or you could be playing in the regional semi.
The Warriors fresh off their school record setting. Oh, Kreese tried to dunk it, unable to get it to go, but he gets his rebound and feeds it to Will Nutter, and Nutter puts it up off the glass and in. As I was saying, the Warriors, fresh off their school record, 17 three-pointers this past Tuesday night against the Van Loo Wildcats, really haven't had much success from beyond the arc because these Chieftains are closing out fast on the shooters.
Yeah, Hess thus far 0 for 4 tonight. Chester, 1 of 2.
Hannum drives, kick out. Haynes, left corner three. That one no good. Heyman grabs the rebound, kick out. Chester spots up for three. That one's good. Braden Chester puts the Warriors back on top, 20-18. Back and forth, frenetic action.
Nutter, though.
Nutter clears out the loose ball and muscles that one up and in. Will Nutter will not be denied. Tied up at 20 apiece.
Big Country showing that Country boy can survive down low, weathers the storm, and gets himself another bird.
Braden Chester. Ooh. Now Hannum drives to the basket, put it up, no, but he's fouled. He'll draw the contact. Looks like they're going to get Elmore on the foul. That's should be his first. But that's the 5th team foul on the Chieftains. Comes at the 2:58 mark here in the second quarter. We're all tied up at 20 apiece. And Bryce Hannum toes the line, the Reineke Family Dealership's free throw line.
And Elmore, he's like a Waffle House defender. He comes at you smothered, covered, and fried if you try to play on him. As Elmore is just
a Waffle House defender. I love that one. That was probably one of my favorites there, Tommy.
I just can't tell you enough. For that being his first foul, it just surprised me as Mohawk comes away.
Blake Barrier calls out the play as he brings it into the forecourt. Inside of 3 minutes to play, Warriors on top by 2. Kreese pulls up from the three-point line, no good. Braden Chester grabs the rebound, clears it out. Now pushes it down the floor for the Warriors. Chester
got some moves.
Now Heyman loses it, gets it back, and puts it up off the glass and puts it in. He hit him with the...
Yeah. Heyman had some moves, but able to finish up there at the end.
24-20. Warriors on top by 4. I think once they started not settling for those three-point shots and getting better looks at the basket, that's when this game started to turn in their favor. Now Will Nutter saves it from going out of bounds, but he's on the baseline when he grabbed the ball. Boy, if he would have saved that, that would have been Slam City for Donovan Elmore. He was ready. 24-20. Warriors with the ball inside of 2 minutes to play. 4-point lead for Mohawk. Braden Chester pulls up, left corner three, no good. Rebound grab by Martinez. Chieftains looking to push it. Kick out to Barrier. Barrier. A foul. Off the ball on Boomer Cleveland. That'll be the second foul on the Warriors. Comes at the 1:43 mark here in the first half.
So you see that 2-3 low by the Mohawk Warriors inside the paint. You would think trying to pass the ball around the top of the perimeter, would you go and drive and dish inside, or you do what
Evan Kreese
to try to get a shot from mid-range off?
God, that was just straight money. 24-22. Warriors on top by 2.
Minute 22 remaining here.
Chester pulls up from the free throw line, no good. Chieftains grab the rebound. Down by 2. Chance to tie or take the lead. Barrier, right corner three, no. Yarbrough grabs the rebound, gets it back. Barrier drives, puts up the shot, no.
And no call on that either.
And the Warriors grab the rebound. Down to a minute to play here in the first half, 24-22. Mohawk on top, and they have the possession. A defensive struggle here in the first half for both teams. Kreese pokes it away into the forecourt. No good on the shot. Excellent defense by Heyman, and we got a reach-in foul.
I think Kreese had
I don't know know how they're going to call that, but they don't call it on the other end when they're running into each other.
Yeah.
Let them play.
Trace tries to get his own takeaway back after missing that layup.
The one thing I was told, when we were here last Tuesday, I was talking with an official, and, asked him, hey, what'd you think about that? And he's like, we just wanted to keep it under control, keep it going. Keep it under control, keep it going. And that's the big thing. They just want to keep these games under control. When things start to get a little frenetic at some points, those officials kind of like to make a little call to make sure everything stays in order.
And can you believe that after 16 minutes, our first National Bank of Sycamore timeout called here, as again, we got some sponsors to thank throughout this first half of action.
Absolutely. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, our presenting sponsors, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lee's Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Of course, those proud sponsors are proud to bring you tonight's ball game, as they wanted to get behind these schools and stay behind them as they make their way through the tournament. And we can't thank them enough for allowing us to be here to bring this to you.
Division 4 District Final from Liberty-Benton, live and paywall free here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Do us a favor, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
As Mohawk looks to just control the last possession of the half here.
We did manage to cross the 1,000 subscribers mark on this past Tuesday, but we encourage all of you, keep hitting the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to us, hit that subscribe button. Braden Chester, 4.8 seconds, kicks out A.J. Hess. Inside the three-point arc, knocks it down, and that's how we end the second quarter. The Warriors take a 4-point lead into the locker room. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back about 2 minutes before the start of the second half. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Legacy Federal Credit Union, your premier financial institution in Seneca County since 1952. Your community, your legacy. Federally insured NCUA.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Liberty-Benton High School getting ready to start the second half. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the controls, keeping us live. Connor Roush manning the cameras tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We are live here for the district final matchup between the Mohawk Warriors and the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains. Once again, thank you for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. It is 26-22 Mohawk on top of Hopewell-Loudon.
Look at the starting lineup so quick. We didn't get a chance to earlier. So.
That's absolutely right. So these were your starting lineups here tonight as Boomer Cleveland, number 3, Kane Heyman, number 2, Bryce Hannum, number 22, Braden Chester, number 24, and AJ Hess, number 3 for the Mohawk Warriors. And for the Chieftains, your starting 5. Number 3, Carter Yarbrough. Number 0, Blake Barrier. Number 23, Evan Crease. Number 5, Donovan Elmore. And number 10, Braylon Martinez. Evan Crease leading the way with 10 points as we get ready to start the second half. And AJ Hess right behind him with those 8 points. Chieftains have possession coming out of the locker room, trailing by 4. Barrier now over to Martinez. Spots up right wing 3, no good. Hess grabs the rebound for the Warriors. That's one thing the Chieftains do not want to start trying to do is get in a 3-point shooting contest with the Mohawk Warriors because not many teams going to win that battle. I think their smartest play, their attack in the first half was their mid-range game was on point, Tommy, and I think that's key for this Chieftains team. They need to find their success closer to the basket.
And that's what's kind of topsy-turvy about things is Mohawk, I really felt that was their strength at the beginning of the season. They didn't want to get too one-dimensional and were able to start being able to be more dynamic from the three-point range to where that started becoming part of their identity. And look at that, though.
Elmore with the on-ball defense, poking that one away off the foot of Bryce Hannum. It goes out of bounds and back to the Chieftains. So Hopewell-Loudon with it, trailing by 4. Blake Barrier gives it off to Martinez. Now Carter Yarbrough on the left wing. Drives and kick out for Martinez. Top of the key. Gets it down low for Elmore. Now, oh, what a nice shot by Evan Crease. That one was wet. As he just stopped and popped that one from about 8 feet out. Kane Heyman drives the baseline. Puts it up. Puts it in. Got himself a bird there, Tommy, as Yarbrough jumped up to try to block, but Heyman stayed put.
Chieftains still chasing that 4-point lead out of the half.
Crease over to Barrier for 3. No. Martinez had the rebound, but it goes right through his hands and right to AJ Hess. 28-24, Mohawk. Kane Heyman gives it off for AJ Hess. Crease on top of him. Crease with the steal. Now Hess tried to get it back, and it's called for the foul. And this is where, it's going to take composure. Like I said, Tommy, it's a key for the game for both teams. Can they maintain that composure? AJ Hess right there, kind of frustrated, trying to get that ball back. He gets called for the foul there. But Evan Crease, calm, cool, composed, comes up with the turnover, gets it back for the Chieftains. 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Carter Yarbrough kicks it over to Martinez on the right wing. Now back out to Blake Barrier. Now Martinez thought about a 3. Gives it back to Barrier. Martinez down low for Elmore. Elmore draws the double team. Had it poked away. Gives it off for Barrier. That goes off his hands, but it's poked out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. Chieftains will get it back. 5:43 left here in the third. Crease pulls up off the inbound.
Did that even touch?
I'm telling you, that just tickled the twine right there. That was wet.
And now the Chieftains have got themselves back within 1 score. Mohawk going to call a quick timeout.
Of course, all timeouts brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. This gives me time to tell you about all of our community-minded sponsors, because without them, we would not be here, folks. Please, when you hear these names, frequent these sponsors and tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, Cadet Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lease Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here with Heart of Ohio Sports. When I talk about Webster Industries, we just added them for the last game, and they loved it, Tommy. They were like, hey, sign us up. Next game, we're all in. So I'll tell you, folks, if you're looking for a good job, that you can't find one better in Tiffin. I'm telling you, if you're trying to find a job, you're trying to find a steady career, that you can find a place that's going to take good care of you, that's Webster Industries. If you want to have a voice, make a difference, and feel like you're appreciated, go to websterchain.com and apply today. 28-26, Warriors on top by 2. Braden Chester pulls up for 3. That one in and out. Carter Yarbrough grabs the rebound and clears it out, pushes it down the floor for the Chieftains. He goes into the paint, up with a shot, no good. But an offensive foul called as A.J. Hess planted his feet like a tree and draws the foul. And that is Yarbrough's 3rd foul. He's going to have to take a seat as Big Country Will Nutter comes in off the bench. The Chieftains down by 2. Looking to play some defense here as Boomer Cleveland brings it into the forecourt for the Warriors. Heyman gives it out for Hess. Hess, spin move into the paint. What a move! But an offensive foul as he got the push off with the offhand. Referee calls it. And that'll be the 2nd foul on Hess.
Sounds like Sycamore's sick of this.
Hess with just 5 points here in the ball game. To the 345 people watching right now, welcome to the broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to us, especially on YouTube. Find our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Evan Crease on the right corner, 3-pointer, no good. And A.J. Hess grabs the rebound for the Warriors. Tommy, this has been a defensive struggle here coming out of the locker room for both teams.
Well, Chieftains kind of touching on what I talked about with that perimeter passing. You know, you might want to try to drive and dish to the lane as opposed to challenge it. And in that situation, Nutter went back to Creas in a wide open look.
Hannum,
short.
His 3 no good. Grabbed his rebound, poked it over to Boomer Cleveland.
Turnabout fair play for the Warriors as that missed 3-point.
Second chance opportunity. Cleveland pulls up from the free throw line. Crease grabs the rebound off the miss.
Did you see the ups on Crease there?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Tell you, I couldn't jump over an anthill.
Barrier puts that one up. No good, but he draws the foul.
Just got up there with such ease.
28-26, Warriors on top by 2. Blake Barrier at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line looking for 2 free throws here. He misses the first. It stays a 2-point ball game.
They got to get the Warriors in an uncomfortable situation here. Again, down 2-1 score. These Warriors, they really like to build on runs and try to bury opponents that way. But when you have to play them straight up, that's when things can get a little tricky for the Warriors.
Barrier able to convert on the second of 2 shots from the free throw line. 28-27, Warriors on top by 1. And that one poked away, but Hess gets it back. Now Haynes back over to Hess for 3. No. Rebound grab by Evan Crease. Crease looking to push it. Gives it off. Martinez spots up from 3 from downtown.
And now the Chieftains will take the lead.
Braylon Martinez puts the Chieftains on top by 2. 30-28. Martinez now with 6 points. Hannum nearly had it poked away, gives it out for Hess. Right corner 3, no.
And that 3-point shot just not working for the Warriors here tonight.
Hess has had a lot more success as he gets closer to the basket. Elmore puts that one up and in. And Donovan Elmore puts the Chieftains up by 4. Timeout called on the floor by the Warriors. They're down by 4. And they take a full timeout. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout.
And the Chieftains, they say, don't call it an upset. We've been here the whole time.
That's right. Once again, all timeouts brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. They are uniquely rooted in our communities, folks, proudly serving their customers since 1919. They have locations in Sycamore, Tiffin, New Riegel, and McCutcheonsville. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Just a 30-second timeout here. A huge shout out and a thank you to all of our sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports for helping us bring this matchup to you here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can find us on heartofohiosports.com. Hunter Haynes inbounds for the Warriors. They're down by 4 coming out of that timeout. Boomer Cleveland brings it into the forecourt. Off the screen. Cut off by the defense. Gives it back for Hess. Now gives it over to Cleveland on the right wing. Cleveland drives the baseline, and that one kicked by Evan Kreese as he tried to get that one, a little wraparound pass out to Zayden Fry, but Kreese with the heads-up play there.
A little different discussion between Paul Dunn and his Warrior squad as you see that one a little more aggressive, driving to the lanes as opposed to during the onset of this third quarter.
Boomer Cleveland over to Hannum. Hannum puts it up and finger rolls it in. Hannum brings the Warriors to within 2, 32-30. Ten to 4 Chieftains here in the third quarter as they have been smothering defensively against this Warriors' potent offensive attack. This is a Warriors team that put up 80 points on Tuesday, folks.
Yeah, stark contrast.
17 threes. Kreese with the find under the basket for Nutter. And Nutter draws the foul on Bryce Hannum. That'll be the 5th foul on the Warriors, and it comes at the 1:55 mark here in the third quarter. That puts Will Nutter at the line, the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. Unable to convert the first. These are crucial shots here, Tommy. This is big. This is a big trip to the free throw line right here. 1:55 left here in the third quarter. Will Nutter takes a deep breath. And that one's in and out. Elmore fought for the loose ball, but unable to grab it as the Warriors have possession now, trailing by 2.
This has been some high school basketball here.
Tournament action. Bryce Hannum.
I told you, Hannum has continuously here tonight in those situations decided to take over in key situations down to the basket.
Martinez shot off the glass, no. Tied at 32 apiece. Warriors have it. 1:23 left in the third. And a foul. That's going to be called on Braylon Martinez.
Tell you, these two squads couldn't warm up together. They were cremated together. No love lost between these two squads. As we talked about, little backyard rivalry. These two squads see each other in football quite often.
Hannum with the find under the basket for Fry. Now kick out for Hess. Drives into the paint.
Look
puts it up. Puts it in. A.J. Hess says, you know what? Forget the 3. Let me get closer.
I would say he parted the Red Sea there, but I mean, he just kind of went right through it like a jet ski.
Hess.
And C-dude for 2 there.
His first basket here in the second half. Now Barrier pulls up from the left corner for 3. Blake Barrier puts the Chieftains back on top. 35-34. Down to 38 seconds left in the third quarter. Bryce Hannum brings it into the forecourt for the Warriors. Looking to control it for the last possession. As much as I love high school basketball, this is one thing I don't like about high school basketball is there's no shot clock. It doesn't matter most of the game except for that last minute. And then it's like, we're just going to hold it. And they can do that. There's nothing wrong. It's within the rules. It's just, to me, it's like,
Rules and bones are made to be broken.
That's right, Braden Chester! The Warriors back on top by 2. And that's the end of the third quarter. Mohawk takes a 37-35 lead as we head to the fourth quarter, folks. You're not going to want to go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. We're coming back after this on Heart of Ohio Sports.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rates with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
And we're back here at Liberty-Benton High School. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call for this district final between Hopewell-Loudon and Mohawk. Greg Kinn, the wizard, on the controls, keeping us live.
Hannum loses it.
Connor Roush on the camera. Chieftains poke it away. It goes out of bounds. Warriors get it back. 7:49 left here in the ball game. Warriors on top by 2, 37-35. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Proud to do business with those community-minded sponsors. Bryce Hannum leading the way for the Warriors with 12 points. As we get a foul, a non-shooting foul on Blake Barrier. That'll be his second and the third team foul. A.J. Hess gives it off. Bryce Hannum at the top of the key. Hess, double team, kicks it out for Hannum. Hannum had it poked away, but gets it back for the Warriors. Now it's poked away again, and a timeout called by Paul Dunn. A wise timeout there as things started to get a little bit out of control. He wants to rein things in. Keep it right here for this full timeout, brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Gives me time to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you tonight's broadcast. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, our presenting sponsors here tonight, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lee's Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Tommy, as I mentioned, you talk about pit stop. I mean, this is just a pit stop for one of these teams on the way to the regional semifinal next week at Bowling Green State University. But if you find yourself on the road, you got to make a pit stop. Where do you go, Tommy?
Oh, I can only think of one place. Well, actually, I think of two places.
That's right.
That's the pit stop there in Tiffin, Ohio, with two convenient locations. There's a drive-through as well.
That drive-through is so convenient. Friendly faces, and I'm telling you, locally owned since 1975. One of Tiffin's staples is drive-throughs, and that's one of them that I'm telling you, you couldn't get any better than that drive-through. Pit stop drive-through.
And this pit stop to the regional, again, winner of this will play the winner of Ottoville and Crestview, which is underway as we speak. I believe Crestview was ahead in that one.
Convoy Crestview, huh? That pass stolen away. Blake Barrier racing, and he's tripped up, and it goes off of him and out of bounds. Warriors will get it back. Chieftains. Blake Barrier a little bit upset with himself after that because, Tommy had a good look at the basket. Even though he did have the double team, he split the defenders, but his footing just wasn't there.
Got bit by the hardwood monster.
I thought that was only a turf monster. It's a new monster.
Out what to call that.
Warriors with the possession, leading by 2, inside of 7 minutes to play here in the ballgame. Boomer Cleveland. Top of the key, gives it off for Braden Chester. Now Chester over to Hannum at the top of the key. And now Heyman on the left wing. This has been a slugfest between these two teams. Tightly contested as Hannum works his way to the basket, knifes his way through the defense, and lays it up and in. Bryce Hannum now with 14 points. Evan Crease, touched every part of the basket and fell in as the Chieftains trail by 2. Evan Crease doing everything he can to keep this team alive. He's got 16 points here tonight. We'll keep it right here for this first National Bank of Sycamore timeout. Gives me time to tell you about our friends at Reineke Family Dealerships. Since 1960, Reineke Family Dealerships have been committed to upholding the highest standard of service for both customers and their vehicles. Check out their website at ReinekeFamilyDealerships.com to browse their selection of over 400 new and used vehicles ready for their next adventure. If you have somewhere to be, get your key from Reineke.
And again, Nate, you're watching this Division IV District Final from Liberty-Benton High School, and man, what a beautiful facilities we have here. Nice stadium. Look at that. Courts, beautiful as well. But again, don't forget our presenting sponsor here, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union has been part of the community for 70 years. They are a member-driven financial cooperative and are delighted to provide a personal touch to an often impersonal industry with a focus on respect and member satisfaction while caring for your financial needs. Stop in at Your Legacy Federal, Your Legacy, located at 25 Schaefer Park Drive in Tiffin. Your community, Your Legacy, federally insured, NCUA. Yeah, the beautiful facilities here, and talk about that beautiful hardwood. If you got unsightly hardwood, you know who to see. Mr. Lee over there at Lee Floor Covering.
That's right. Go see your friends at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. Braden Chester pulls up from 3! And puts the Warriors up by 5, 42-37.
Did you see Chester kind of do the seahorse in the backcourt? His way back across the timeline.
All 12 of his points coming from beyond the arc tonight, as they've needed all 12 of them. Elmore fouled under the basket. And he will go to the line for 2 shots. That one going against Bryce Hannum, his 3rd. And the 5th team foul on the Warriors comes at the 5:44 mark here in the 4th quarter. Somebody bringing their bath towel in. AJ Hess pulling double duty now. Not only is he the star player for the Warriors, but he's also doing mop-up duty. Not that way, you know. Then he gets a nice round of applause from the crowd there. Well done. And Donovan Elmore toes the line at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. These are 2 crucial free throws here. Chieftains trail by 5, make it 4. 42-38. That was pure. Does he have another one in him?
4's been that magic number, though, that the Mohawk Warriors have been able to separate this one throughout the last 2 quarters of action.
Donovan Elmore, 2nd shot. Off the back of the rim, no. Evan Crease grabs the rebound, puts it back up. No, gets his change and puts it back.
Wow.
Evan Crease. 18 points now for the junior. Hannum, a little Euro hop there, hands it back off to Braden Chester. Now Hunter Haynes. Thought about a three, gives it off for Chester. Chieftains doing a great job closing out on these shooters. Hannum drives to the basket. No good on the shot. Chieftains down by 2. Racing down the floor. Barrier shot. No good, but he draws the foul. I don't know, man. That looked pretty good to me. It looked like a nice...
We'll go ahead and take another look at that if you got that up, Greg.
Let's see if we can pull that one up.
You be the judge at home.
Let's see if we got that one or not. I'm not sure if I went back for it. Yep, there we go.
That looked like ball to me. But nevertheless, Barrier at the line. He gets the first one to go from the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line.
To knot it up. 5:04 remaining.
And that one goes. Money. Tied at 42 apiece.
This is a broadcast at the beginning of a Pink Floyd album. Chester now trying to take over.
Haynes nearly turned it over, but gets it back for the Warriors. Bryce Hannum, top of the key, gives it off. Boomer Cleveland on the left wing. Cleveland down low for Hess. Nice feed. Now back out for Haynes for 3. Off the back of the rim. No. Tied at 42. Chieftains with the ball. Into the forecourt. Carter Yarbrough. Feeds it back to Blake Barrier. 4:15 left in the ball game. Crease under the basket. Elmore up and under, but no good. Hess grabs the rebound.
I can't believe the drama in the last part of this game.
The intensity, the tension. Hannum kicks it out for Chester. Now Cleveland with it at the top of the key, working on Blake Barrier. Inside of 4 minutes to play here in the ball game. Boomer Cleveland. Out to Haynes, thought about a 3, gives it off for Hess. He spots up for 3, off the front of the rim, no. Martinez racing down the floor, up with the shot, no, but he draws the foul on the floor. This one's not a shooting foul, but that one's going on to A.J. Hess. We're now over 400 viewers here across all of our streaming services. If you just tuned in with us, welcome to the broadcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Tonight's broadcast presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Braylon Martinez at the line. 1-and-1 situation here.
Scrambling.
No good, but he gets his rebound. Martinez stripped. Hannum with the steal. Warriors looking to push it. Bryce Hannum. Kick out for Hess. A.J. Hess, cross court. Cleveland for 3. No!
Into the hands
Crease.
of the Chieftains. Oh my goodness.
3 minutes and 9 seconds left. Tied at 42 apiece. Down low for Elmore. Elmore. Floater is no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Warriors. A.J. Hess not happy with his teammate there as that one goes out of bounds. Chieftains get it back. Inside of 3 minutes to play.
Seen less drama in an episode of Steve Wilkos.
Wow.
This one has just had it all.
Carter Yarbrough. Crease. Now Elmore under the basket. Crease. Feed. Got it to go.
And now the Chieftains take over and take the lead. 2:45. 44-42 left.
Under the basket. Entry pass was denied, but they're going to get the foul on Yarbrough. Evan Crease with 20 points and none bigger than those last 2 right there to give the Chieftains a 2-point lead with 2:41 left here in the fourth quarter.
Let's see if we can see that again there, Nate. Last 2 points.
What a beautiful setup play there. Heyman steps inside the 3-point arc. That mid-range jumper, no good. And the Warriors have gone cold from the field. Held ball. Possession arrow favors the Chieftains.
Hannum with the Russian leg sweep on that one. Comes up with a held ball. But possession arrow favoring the Chieftains. I can't believe that.
Wow. 2:35 left in the ball game. Chieftains lead by 2, 44-42.
These two squads going at it, tooth and nail, Carpenter and Dennis, and it's live in Baywall 3 right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
What a ball game here in this district final. One of these teams is going to cut down the nets here tonight and move on to Bowling Green State University for the regional semifinal, where they await the winner of Convoy Crestview. And who's the other team they're playing, Tommy?
Otterville.
Crestview, and I know Crestview was winning last I saw, but a timeout on the floor. This First National Bank of Sycamore timeout will keep it right here for this 30-second timeout. Gives me time to thank our sponsors. Thanks to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as well as Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. And thanks to all of our sponsors, including MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz, Signs and Graphic Inc. And I'm telling you what, folks, we wouldn't be here if not for those fine community-minded sponsors. So when you see those names, you hear those names, please frequent those businesses and tell them Heart of Ohio Sports sent you.
It is Ottoville and Crestview. That is
So they await the winner of Ottoville and Crestview.
I think we saw Ottoville last year, I believe. They had the weird Spartan helmet, kind of looked like a Michigan
yeah,
State
you're
guy.
right. Yarbrough had that one poked away, but he gets it back. Chieftains lead by 2, 2:22 left in the ball game. Evan Crease working on Chester. Crease puts it up off the back of the rim. No, tips it to himself. Goes back up with it. And he's fouled on the putback. Evan Crease draws the foul. And who are they going to call it on?
Fouls on number 22, Bryce Hannum, his fourth.
That'll be on Hannum. That's his 4th. That's a big foul because Hannum leads the way for the Warriors with 14 points here tonight. Now he's got to play it safe the rest of this one with those 4 fouls. 44-42. Crease, cooler than the other side of the pillow, knocks that one down. Evan Crease with 21 points, looking for 22 on this trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line.
that Ottoville Crestview matchup into the fourth quarter. 39-29. Ottoville taking the lead there.
Crease got 1 of 2 to go, so the Chieftains have a 3-point lead. And we are down to 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. Chester feeds it down low for Hess. A.J. Hess drives, puts it up, no good. Draws the foul and earns himself a trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. A.J. Hess has had a frustrating night for the senior. And he says, you know what? If I got anything to say about it, this is not how my career is going to end tonight. In and out. Hess unable to get the first one to go.
He's going to want to try to take over here in a minute.
And A.J. Hess. That one unable to go. Crease grabs the rebound, kicks it out for Barrier. Hess just 7 points tonight after going off for 35 in the last game. Heyman grabs the rebound off the missed shot from Martinez. 45-42, Chieftains on top by 3. Cleveland, step back, 3. No! Crease grabs the rebound.
That's a desperation shot, Nate.
Wow.
You just got to kind of take your time with that one.
They should have worked their way.
Yeah, work that one.
Work it back into your set. Work the half-court set there. Sophomore mistake there by Boomer Cleveland. For a guy who's played, I tell you what, he's played a heck of a ball game to this point, though, Tommy.
Oh, look at that move by
Yarbrough
Yarbrough.
feed, finds Elmore. He's denied at the basket.
There's the foul on Yarbrough.
Elmore went up for the shot, but was denied from behind. And the Warriors will have possession after the foul. They'll inbound from the backcourt. Trailing by 3, 109 left in the ball game. Timeout called by Paul Dunn and the Warriors. Full timeout. We'll keep it right here for this First National Bank of Sycamore timeout. Gives me time to tell you all about our sponsors, folks. Let me tell you, we wouldn't be here without them, so please do us a favor. Go out and visit these names. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lease Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State, folks. The only local media giving you live video coverage of these teams here throughout the playoffs. So if you are out there watching and you're a business owner and you're wondering, how do I get involved? How do I get my name on these lists? Well, just give us a call. 567-207-5041. Shoot us an email, hoosbroadcasting@gmail.com. Let us customize a plan that works for your marketing team. 45-42. Chieftains on top. Warriors will have possession coming out of the timeout. 1:09 remaining in the ball game. Pressure-packed situation. But pressure creates what? Diamonds?
Yep.
So let's see if the Warriors can create some magic here tonight. 45-42. Warriors with it, trailing by 3. Braden Chester down inside of a minute to play. Kicks it out. Hess thought about a 3. Step side. Now puts it up for 3. Off the front of the rim, no. Chester's putback, no. Rebound grab by Hannum. His putback, no. But he draws the foul, and Bryce Hannum will go to the line for 2 shots. Wow. A lot of second chances there. And the Warriors lucky to be standing at the free throw line as Bryce Hannum toes the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. He gets the first one to go. Warriors within 2 now. 47.9 seconds left. Wow. What a ball game here tonight in this district final from Liberty-Benton High School. Hannum, second shot. That one's money. 1-point ball game. Crease nearly loses it, but gets it over to Elmore. Elmore cross court for Martinez. Now Barrier. Chieftains lead by 1. Warriors don't need to foul, but they're going to. A.J. Hess called on the reach in. That'll be his 3rd. And the 9th team foul on the Warriors. We'll put Blake Barrier at the line for a 1-and-1 situation here. Wow. Blake Barrier at the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line.
This was the one to give.
That's absolutely right.
Oh, man. This 1-and-1. There's the difference here.
Barrier. Unable to get it to go. Hess grabs the rebound. Warriors trail by 1.
I can't believe it.
Cleveland into the forecourt. Timeout.
That's what you... Yeah.
Paul Dunn. That is a championship coach right there. To take that timeout, he said, hey, let's talk. Come on, guys. Let's talk this over.
You can't emphasize enough how crucial that was. 7th foul. You're kind of sitting there thinking to yourself, you don't need the foul here. But hey, that was the one to give. Send the guy to the line for that 1-and-1. In the case of the event, he doesn't make that first shot. You can come up with the rebound, and getting those defensive boards has what kept the Mohawk Warriors alive in this season. That's been the trademark, the calling card, if you will, of the Paul Dunn defense.
That's absolutely right, Tommy. And here the Warriors trail by 1, but they have possession. Of course, this timeout brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. It gives me time to tell you about our friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, one of our presenting sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You know, the district final, cutting down the nets is on the line. A trip to BG is on the line. But I'll tell you what else is on the line. There's a meal on the line. That's right. Lisette has offered up a feed the team to whichever team advances to the next round due for their hard work and dedication on the hardwood. So that's players and coaches. So a big shout out to our presenting sponsors, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We cannot say how proud we are to do business with such a fine, community-minded sponsor. Coming out of the timeout, 26.4 seconds left. 45-44, Chieftains lead by 1.
We've seen Hannum try to take over here a couple times, driving to the lane.
15 seconds left. They got to make something happen here. And another timeout call. Paul Dunn does not like what he's seeing here. Not a lot of movement off the ball. That's the key for this Warriors team. They need guys to cut when they don't have the ball. You don't want to just stand around and watch A.J. Hess go to work. But I'm telling you, when they can move the ball, when they get other guys involved, that's when this offense is really clicking at its best. Of course, this timeout brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. Gives me time to tell you about all of our sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Once again, folks, thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, our presenting sponsors, as well as MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lease Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Man, what an action-packed ball game we've got here. Couldn't be more proud to bring it to you right here, live and paywall free, thanks to those community-minded sponsors.
Yeah, one of these teams will be cutting down the net and going on the Bowling Green. The other will be cutting off the tape and cleaning out their locker. As this has just had everything that you could ask for out of a high school basketball game.
It's a shame one of these teams has to lose here tonight, Tommy, because both of them have put everything they have on the floor. Thrown into the backcourt, and Hannum there to save it for the Warriors. 9 seconds left. Bryce Hannum, drive, kick out for Hess, and a foul. A reach-in foul called on the Chieftains.
Greg, do you have that? Are you able to pull that one up? Was that on Crease?
Let's see here.
Right before the foul.
Oh, this one.
Bryce Hannum in a 1-and-1 situation. The most pressure-packed trip to the Reineke Family Dealerships free throw line. And Hannum knocks down the first to tie it at 45 apiece. 6.2 seconds left. Bryce Hannum with 17 points, leading the way for the Warriors. Timeout by Roger Jury, and that's how it's done. A coaching clinic being put on tonight by these two fine coaches. I'm telling you, Roger Jury knew exactly what he was doing there, Tommy. He knows Bryce Hannum's thinking about these free throws, so he's going to make him think a little bit longer.
Of course, that timeout brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore. As all of our timeouts have been here tonight.
That's right.
But man, I tell you, the way that Hannum's just been ice cold from the charity stripe, able to put his team back in this one to tie it.
What a big free throw coming up here for Bryce Hannum. And we are 8 viewers away from the 500 mark here in this pivotal moment of this ball game. As Bryce Hannum at the free throw line, looking to take the lead for the Warriors. Hannum knocks it down! Bryce Hannum, 18 points. 46-45 Warriors on top by 1. 6.2 seconds left. Barrier down the floor to Crease. Crease had it poked away. Warriors have it. Heyman puts it up. That's the ball game. Mohawk steals it and wins the district final. The Warriors clinch the Northwest District and move on to Bowling Green. What a ball game. Wow.
The Warriors are your Division 4 district champions, and will move on to face the winner of Ottoville and Crestview in the regional semifinal, live from Bowling Green. What a matchup!
What a ball game! Woo! Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show. We still got to give out our player of the game, brought to you by MST Sauce Company. That's all coming to you next, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Small business owners need somebody that can open the door to financing. And at First National Bank of Sycamore, we love opening the door for financing opportunities.
You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
This is Brad Lonsway, General Sales Manager at Reineke's Tiffin Ford Lincoln. I want to take a quick timeout to tell you about all the things we got going on out here. We're charging into 2023 with great deals on the F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Super Duties, and much, much more. We're blocking high interest rate with 2.9% interest on all F-150s, plus $1,000 in bonus cash. We have leases starting at $329 a month. Let's get back to the game. Get your key from Reineke.
Tune in every Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Pulse podcast right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, live from inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. You're watching high school basketball right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back. You're tuned into the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall, and we got a special guest joining us, our MST Sauce Company player of the game, Bryce Hannum, cooler than the other side of the pillow. Tommy, what's your nickname? What is it? Cucumber, a.k.a.?
Cool as A.
Woo! I'm telling you. What a ball game for these Warriors. And Bryce, I'm telling you, when we came in tonight, after AJ put up 30-some points last week or this past Tuesday with all those threes, I'm thinking it's going to be a three-point shooting contest tonight. But that wasn't the case. You guys brought a defensive mentality here to this one, and I think Hopewell did too. They did a good job closing out. What was the adjustment you guys made to get the points that you did?
So we just had to trust what we've been doing all year, just getting inside. If we got a kick out, we had a kick out. If not, just get downhill on them.
Yeah, I mean, you had a heck of a ball game, 18 points here tonight, but you did have those 4 fouls. You had to play a little bit more safer there at the end of the game. Talk about when you get into those foul trouble, what's the adjustment in your head as a player?
I just got to trust my instincts, what I've been working on all year. Just stay down, don't do anything too stupid. It's happened a couple times this year, so I've gotten in those moments where I can be like that.
You seem to be kind of like the Swiss Army knife for this team. You can do it all. You play defense. You can get it done on offense. I mean, talk about that mentality for you. You don't care where you're at. You don't care if you get the ball or not. You just want to help this team win. Am I right?
Yeah. Like, last couple of years, I've just been working at it. Just want to win. Just want to have fun with my teammates. Do what I can do to help us win.
Tommy?
Well, again, at the onset of this one, I kind of seen you streak into the basket. I said, hey, it looks like Hannah's playing with a little chip on her shoulder. You knew the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains was going to kind of zero in on us. That was going to be obvious. But you to take over and show out and show up the way that you did, again, very tremendous performance along with your team. So, again, congratulations to our MST Sauce Company player of the game. Got any quick shout-outs that you want to give on the air before we let you get down there and celebrate the championship?
Just shout out to my coaches, teammates, parents, everyone that supported me.
All right. Big time. All right, Bryce, thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Bryce Hannum, our MST Sauce Company player of the game. Big time shout out to Connor for going down there and grabbing him for us. And I'm telling you, he gave us priority, Tommy, over the championship ceremony. Man.
Yeah, I heard them start saying names, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and they're going to get to 22 right now. Watch. Perfect. Oh, I thought they were going to 22 next. It would have been perfect time. But what a ball game here tonight as the Warriors close it out 46-45.
It doesn't get any better than that. As we talked about, it was just a shame one of these two squads had to lose. But what a tremendous season and campaign by the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains, being upended right in the last second by a very game Mohawk Warrior squad who won their sectional 80 with 80 points on the board, and tonight held to 46. But that one extra point proved to be all the difference.
That's absolutely right. Now, when you look at this Hopewell-Loudon Chieftain squad, they do have 3 seniors, but none of them played very significant time here tonight. You talk about number 2, Tyler Agaba. He's a senior. Number 15, Hayden Welly, senior. And number 22, Chase Jorgensen. Those are your seniors here on this squad. So every one of your starting 5 is coming back for this Chieftains team next year. Young squad, and look at them watching the championship ceremony.
You won't forget that.
They're not going to forget that feeling. I'm telling you, they're going to be back next year. This is a hungry squad. You could tell tonight they came with a game plan, and they were so close to following through and executing that game plan to perfection here tonight, Tommy. Limiting A.J. Hess to just 7 points here tonight. That's an accomplishment in itself.
When you talk about hungry squads, I know a hungry squad that is going to be more than treated by our great friends over at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, as Lisette will feed the team and your district champions. And we can't thank Xcaret and all of our sponsors for bringing you high school basketball and more tournament action. We just want to give them one more shout out, Nate.
That's right. So we'll give our shout out to our sponsors one more time, because without them, we wouldn't be here, folks. Thanks to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant and Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, MST Sauce Company, First National Bank of Sycamore, Reineke Family Dealerships, Molyet's Farm Market, Harrison Price Insurance, Webster Industries, Pit Stop, Lease Floor Covering, and Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., all proud sponsors right here with Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. We can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight with us on the broadcast. If you have made it this far, please do us a favor. Share the video, like, follow, and make sure you are subscribed on YouTube, because you're helping us out so much, folks. We crossed that 1,000 subscriber mark this past Tuesday, but we're trying to push for 100,000, and you can help us out. Just share the video, like, follow, subscribe. Tommy, any final thoughts?
No, just another pleasure to be on the call with you to witness another district final matchup as Mohawk Warriors, your Division IV district champions. They'll move on to face the winner of that Ottoville-Crestview matchup going on right now in Bowling Green. But until then, we'll catch you down the road.
That's right. For Tommy Hall, Connor Roush, and Greg Kinn, I'm Nate Mullins signing off from Liberty-Benton High School. District champions, the Mohawk Warriors, win tonight 46-45. They move on to Bowling Green, and they await the winner of the Ottoville and Crestview matchup. And we'll keep your ears tuned. We'll most likely be following these Warriors as they advance throughout the tournament. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks again for tuning in. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Have a good night.